And welcome back, folks. Well, every year we hear tragic stories about deaths on our highways from alcohol-related crashes. So we thought today we'd bring in Deputy Administrator for Central Operations for the Department of Motor Vehicles, long title for Chrissy Nizer. And Chrissy's going to tell us a little bit about the Ignition Interlock program today. This is a program that's been in effect since the late 80s, early 90s in the state of Maryland, and we've seen a lot of success with this program.
Yes, it's a great program to help still enable people to drive, but to drive safely when they've had an alcohol violation. The law has been in effect, as you said, since 1989, but we've made a lot of advancements here lately. As far back as 2008, we had only 5,000 participants in the program. We're up to close to 11,000 at this point, and we consider that a success because we know that if you suspend or revoke someone's license, there's a high probability that they're still going to be driving. And if they have alcohol issues, they're still going to be driving with alcohol, which is a danger to themselves and to everyone else on the roadway. We really see Ignition Interlock as a highway safety measure and a way to improve and eliminate, hopefully, those tragic deaths we see every year. So we're very proud of our program in Maryland.
So the Ignition Interlock system, kind of walk us through for our viewers. Some folks don't know what this device is, but I understand if someone is convicted of driving while under the influence of alcohol, one of the options that the court system has is to require that they install one of these systems in their car. And exactly what does this system entail? Certainly.
Yes, the device is actually hooked into the car's ignition, and the individual has to blow into the device in order to enable the vehicle to start. They're also required to randomly blow into the vehicle during the time in which they're driving, and that's to make sure, one, that they didn't have somebody else start the car and they really still have alcohol in their system, and to make sure they're continuing to safely drive along the roadway. And the system monitors every time they breathe into it. That information is recorded electronically, and they return to an Ignition Interlock vendor that provided them that device every 30 days to get that information downloaded. That information is then sent to the Motor Vehicle Administration so we can tell whether they're complying with the rules of the program or whether they have any violations, meaning they tried to start the car with alcohol in their system, they tried to interfere with the operation of the system by disengaging it. Any of those kind of things would show up as violations, and that would require them to stay on the program for an additional 30 days.
And now, Chrissy, if someone is convicted of a drunk driving offense, what are the benefits of having Interlock as an option for those folks that are found guilty in court? Sometimes you do get Interlock as an option to use, and what are the benefits of that?
Certainly, it allows somebody to continue working and supporting their family and those kind of things. We see a lot of cases where individuals, frankly, are happy to have the Ignition Interlock on their vehicle because it allows them to continue to do the things they need to do to be productive members of society and not have that suspension or revocation on their license. We've seen cases where individuals have told us, it changed my life, because what happens is you get into that pattern of making good decisions, not starting the vehicle with alcohol in your blood. And hopefully that pattern stays even after the Ignition Interlock device comes off your vehicle, that you truly change your behavior, because that's our goal.
Absolutely. And what are some of the fees that are associated with having Interlock put on your vehicle?
At the Motor Vehicle Administration, you need to get a corrected license. So there's a fee associated with that, $20 fee, as well as a $47 fee for our requirements for participating in the program. Then you pay a fee, the participant pays a fee directly to the vendor initially for that installation, approximately $100, but it varies from vendor to vendor. And then they pay a monthly fee. Every time they go to have the data downloaded, they'll pay a fee as well.
And we understand that this is a great system. It's a wonderful tool to use to keep people safe on the highways. And you talked about changing people's lives along the way. There's been talk and discussions that I've heard, and we talked a little bit about it off camera, of mandating this system in every vehicle out there. I mean, I know that may be far off in the horizon, but can you tell us a little bit about some of the discussions that's occurred on this topic?
Definitely. It's an interesting area of research, and attempts are being made to see the best way from a technology standpoint to put this into the vehicle, whether it's through touch, whether it's through reading individuals' breath in the vehicle to see if there's any alcohol in the system. There are definitely a lot of efforts on the national level to look at research and really to put it in every vehicle, not just in those individuals who, frankly, it could be too late after the alcohol violation occurred because they could have injured themselves or killed someone else. And so we want to prevent those things from even happening. So that's the attempt of the research, to find a way to put it in every vehicle and not allow the vehicle to start if there is alcohol in the system.
Well, Chrissy, thanks for coming on the show. The Ignition Interlock system, folks, keeping motorists safe out there and changing people's lives. Chrissy, thanks for all that you and your staff do over at Motor Vehicle Administration to keep everybody safe out on the roadways. Folks, we're going to go ahead and take a break, but when we come back, there'll be more Week in Review. Stay with us.